I got a crown up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a crown up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross. I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I got a robe up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a robe up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross. I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus. Oh, I got a Savior up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a Savior up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross. I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? Good news, good news. Hey, welcome. My name is Tyrone Robinson, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey today. And through that journey, I'm going to share some songs with you, and there's going to be a few surprises. So sit back, relax, and enjoy My America. Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. When my soul gets so weary and my eyes fill with tears, Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Growing up in the South, family was everything, especially Black family. And I had a large family. I was the middle of 3 children, and they were my parents. My parents had their siblings, and there were a lot of cousins. Too many to count, actually. One of the greatest memories I will remember experiencing as a kid was meeting my great-grandfather, Zingle. And it was significant for so many reasons, not just because he was my oldest living relative, and he had been a sharecropper early in his life, raising his children in the rural South. But it's kind of a funny story. Zingle lived on a farm. He still lived in the South, in the rural South. And I'd never been on a farm before, so picture, me, this kid from a medium-sized city, going to a farm for the first time, cows and horses and chickens. I mean, I remember, distinctly all these animals that I'd never seen up close and personal before. So, we were walking on the land, and it was all this acreage of just wide open space, wide open land. And so I guess something came over me. I got excited and I started running. And I kept running, and I was just running full out, being the precocious little adventurous kid that I was. And I ran into an electrical wire on the ground. And I learned very quickly, you don't want to mess with that. It shocked the mess out of me. But more seriously, I just think about what it must have been like back in those years of sharecropping and not even being able to get a proper education. Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. And wanting more for your life, wanting more for your children, wanting more for your family, but not being able to get it because of the world that you're in and the world that keeps you in a certain position. When my soul gets too weary and my eyes fill with tears, Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometime. And as a young child, I remember my grandfather, Richard, Zingo's son, telling me a story about how he, as a young boy, wanted so badly to go to school because school was one of his favorite things to do. You know, going to school and learning was one of his favorite things to do. And he was a good student. He excelled. He did very well academically. Um, but one particular harvest season came and they harvested tobacco. And the owner of the land came and told Zingle, my great grandfather, that he had to keep his boys at home to help them with the harvesting because they needed to get it done in a certain amount of time. So my grandfather, being a small child, I think he was in the 5th grade at that time, was not able to go to school. He had to stay home and help with the harvesting. And he just cried and cried and cried because he wanted more than anything else to learn, but he couldn't. My soul gets too weary and my eyes filled with tears. Lord, I just can't keep from crying sometimes. And so it's not hard to understand why he always impressed upon his kids, my uncles and my mother, that they had to go to school, they had to get their education. There wasn't an option, and every single one of them went to college. And my mother, in fact, was the first person in her family to graduate from college. And so that was a huge achievement for her. And I'll never forget, you know, the fact that education was the way to excel and to move forward in life, to get out of your circumstances. The most beautiful thing I think that I could have taken from my childhood was that the idea that I could be anything and I could do anything that I wanted to do as long as I was willing to work hard for it. And so that was the number one message that I got from my household, from my parents, was that if I was willing to work hard for it, I could achieve it, I could do it, I could get it, I could have it. And so that stayed with me and has stayed with me my entire life. Went down to the river Jordan, where John baptized 3. Well, I walked to the devil in hell, say John ain't baptizing me. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year will Jordan roll. Well, some say John was a Baptist. Some say John was a Jew. But I say John was a preacher of God, and my Bible says so too. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year will Jordan roll. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year when Jordan roll. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year when Jordan roll. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year when Jordan roll. I said, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul will rise in heaven, Lord, for the year when Jordan roll. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me, He calls calls me by the thunder, the trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Green trees are bending, the sinners stand a-trembling. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, he calls me by the lightning. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Well, I excelled academically in high school, and truth be told, I didn't have a choice. Like I said, my mother was a teacher, and she didn't play, so I worked hard and I did well academically. I was in academically gifted programs, and I was in advanced placement classes in high school, and it was all good. It was cool. No one ever, my teachers never made me feel any different. I just did the work, and was an honor roll student. Um, Now, the one thing that I guess being an academically gifted child in the South at that time, I was usually the only Black student in all my classes. And, I didn't really think anything of it at the time because, these were my academic peers. And like I said, no teachers ever made me feel differently. So I'll never forget, the one day that I did realize the difference and did understand the difference was in AP calculus class. And Mr. Prozik, my AP, that's his real name, Mr. Prozik, my AP calculus teacher, was up front. He was, teaching at the board, chalk flying and little spit forming at the corners of his mouth. So he was a great calculus teacher, though, by the way. But Mr. Prozik's up front teaching, and one of my classmates leans over and whispers to me, "What's up, Sambo?" Now, I'd never heard that word before, but the way he said it to me and the smirk on his face let me know that it was not a good thing. Let me know that it was not meant to make me feel good, make me feel welcome, and make me feel like I was just equal to everyone else in the room. And even though I didn't know exactly what that word meant, the anger in me and the rage that came up because of what he said to me was just so real. And to make it worse, one of his buddies heard what he said, and they were both snickering, laughing, enjoying the moment. And I didn't want to give him or them the satisfaction of knowing what it made me feel, how it made me feel. So I just gave a little head nod, smiled, and turned the other way, and just ignored them. But words hurt. Words make you feel something. And words like that, and other words like it, exist for a reason. People use them for a reason. And so in that moment, like so many other moments that I've experienced, I had to turn the other cheek. I had to smile and ignore the threat and the defiant way that I was being approached. Black people in America are so practiced in that. But the words do hurt. and they leave a lasting impression. You know, I think Black people are very practiced in the art of turning the other cheek, in the art of not letting people know that their words have hurt deeply. In that moment when he was looking at me and saying a word that he knew would hurt me, defying me to, daring me to do something, I couldn't do that in that moment. And moments like this remind me of a poem that I learned very, very young in life by Paul Laurence Dunbar. It goes, "We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts, we smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh, great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long, long way from home. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost done. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost done. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost done. A long, long way from home. A long way from home. A long way from home. A long, long way from home. I've been mute and I've been scorned. I've been mute and I've been scorned. children. I've been rebuked and I've been scorned. I've been talked about, sure as you're born. Ain't gonna lay my religion down. Ain't gonna lay my religion down. Children, ain't gonna lay my religion down. I gotta get my starry crown. The history of African American people did not start here. No, our history started centuries ago on the continent of Africa, a place where people defied physics to create the pyramids, where they created mathematics, where some of the very bedrocks of culture and art today originated, language, music. So yes, I'm a descendant of Zingle. I'm a descendant of Richard. I'm a descendant of my mother, Flora, and Johnny, my parents. But I'm also a descendant of those people, kings, queens, royals, people who were great thinkers, inventors, people who themselves traveled all over the world and whose ideas have traveled throughout the world to contribute to the beautiful melting pot of what we know as culture and art and civilization today. So when someone says something to me that is meant to make me feel less than, or is meant to make me feel like I can't take part in what I've rightfully worked hard to earn, that's all I have to do is remember that. And African American people have, our history in this country has been wrought with a lot of different emotions, and it still is. But when I think about the people who are my ancestors, who I come from, it gives me so much pride to know that we not only survived, but we thrived. And also to know that I am their wildest dreams realized. Wade in the water, 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 children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in white. Gods are gonna trouble the water. It looks like a band of Israelites. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red. Gods are gonna trouble the water. It looks like the band that Moses led. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. and wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Oh, don't you wanna go to that gospel feast, that promised land, where all is peace? Oh, deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. The following is a short 5-minute film that I made. The first 30 seconds of it do depict an act of physical violence, but it is not graphic.
She ain't do nothing!
Suspect apprehended at Blake and 35th.
Now quit resisting! What
Black
I'm doing!
male, 5'7".
Ah! This is wrong! Now stay down, you piece.
Everything all right, sir?
Under control!
You
You shouldn't be doing this!
Listen to me, son. If the police ever stop you, do whatever they say.
Arms behind your back.
He can't breathe!
Need you to back up.
Don't talk back. Don't get smart.
You should be ashamed.
Is he right?
Repeat after me. I am unarmed.
I am unarmed. You have anything sharp, dangerous in your pocket? No.
He says he's unarmed!
Don't make any sudden moves. You don't want to give them any reason to.
His pockets. Be easy, man. Take a breath, buddy.
Breathe, baby. It's not your fault.
It's okay, man. He's cuffed. Take it easy. It's nothing.
It's not our guy.
What?
Dispatch confirmed. He's not our guy.
Take the handcuffs off him. Take the handcuffs off him.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go. Go home.
I ain't going nowhere until he goes home.
Fit the description.
Give it? That you? Ooh, I'm glad you made it home, baby.
This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, grandest on earth. I pledge thee my allegiance, America the bold, for this is my country, to have and to hold. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their God with certain unalienable rights, that among these is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence. When I was 16 years old and just starting to drive, my mother pulled me aside and she had a talk with me about what to do if the police ever stopped me. Now, I can't imagine how difficult that had to be for her to be sending me out on the road, not knowing if I was going to be safe or not, not just from driving, but from others out there on the road with me. When you were born, I promised myself I'd protect you. I'd keep you safe from harm in this world. Now I am old, worn out and weary and broken. But you, my son, you must go on. So go, child, you don't need me to protect you anymore. Go, child, you are strong enough to face what is in store. I know you'll find your way. Fight till you reach that day. You will rise, my son, win the prize, my son. Go on. May God grant you peace, the peace that this world will not give you. Let your voice rise and let it be loud. Every black voice yearning to speak won't be silenced. When you go out and you make us proud. So go, child, you don't need me to protect you anymore. Go, child, you are strong enough to face what is in store. Our prayers will go with you. I know they'll stay with you. You will rise, my son, win the prize, my son. Go on. If you lose your way, find the strength to pray. Think of all you've made it through. If they tear you down, get up off the ground, and I'll be there. Go, child, you don't need me to protect you anymore. Go, child, you are strong enough to face what is in store. I know you'll find your way. Fight till you reach that day. You will rise, my son, win the prize, my son. Go on. You will rise, my son, win the prize, my son. Go on, go on. You will rise, my son, win the prize, my son. Now go. Ride on, King Jesus. No man can hinder me. Ride on, King Jesus, ride on. No man can hinder me. No man can hinder me. Sunday mornings was church time, and you weren't a good Christian unless you attended the Fifth Avenue Missionary Baptist Church, presided over by the Dr. Reverend Joseph Z. Windley. Reverend Windley would come in and sit down in the pulpit on what looked like a throne. All the senior choir members would gather in the back of the sanctuary, and we would get ready to go down the aisle in our procession. Oh, we were a beautiful sight. Beautiful brown and black faces swaying side to side. In that great getting up morning, fare thee well, fare thee well. In that great getting up morning, fare thee well, fare thee well. In that great getting up morning, fare thee well, fare thee well. In that great getting up morning, fare thee well, fare thee well. Woo, we sounded good. When we all got up to the choir stand, we would just sway to side, just in unison, knowing we looked good, knowing we sounded good. And there's the whole congregation going crazy and all lifting up praises. You know, I often believe that If it weren't for the black church, I don't know if black folks would have made it in this country. It brought us together. It unified us. It gave us something to believe in when we were living in hopeless situations. But Sunday morning, Sunday mornings was where we could just release and just be one all together. No man can hinder me. 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 Just think about those words. No man can hinder me. You know, I think we all can identify with loss and with understanding what loss is and experiencing loss. Whether we've lost someone close to us, a loved one, a relative, been displaced. This next song, I hope, will encourage you and will remind you of the power of something greater than even ourselves. Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountains' grandeur and see the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think that God, his Son, not sparing, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in, that on a cross my burdens gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art. The last song I want to sing for you is Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus. It's a traditional gospel hymn, and it's one that I love. And I hope that if you know the words, or if you pick up on the words, they're pretty straightforward, then you'll join in wherever you are. Now, right about now, Pastor Winley would say, the doors of the church are open, and we'd all rise and sing together. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. He's my friend. Oh, picked me up, turn me around, pick me up, turn me around. He picked me up, turn me around. He's my friend. Heal my body, heal my body. Told me to run on, he healed my body. Told me to run on, healed my body. Told me to run on, he's my friend. Now, right about now, we'd all be saying goodbye to each other, hugging each other. The whole congregation would be fellowshipping. Piano player would be going off, drummer would be killing it. And we'd all just be giving love and receiving love and just basking in all of God's love. He's my friend. Now we'd sing in a refrain all together. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. 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 Woo! Oh Lord, it was just a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful sight. I want to thank you for joining me for this program. And I hope you learned something, and I hope that you were touched and blessed in some way. Thank you. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. He's my friend. Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. That was terrific. Thank you. And thank you to everyone that joined us today. And we hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Be well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.